24 country music groups, every era represented, every sound. But here's what makes this list different from every other ranking you've seen. Every number has been adjusted to 2026 inflation. Because $1 in 1979 is not the same dollar as today. And when you run those real numbers, some of the groups near the top of this list are going to catch you off guard. Let's start the countdown. Number 24, Shenandoah. Number 24. And if this name puts a specific song in your head right now, you already know these guys deserve more than they got. Shenandoah came out of Muscle Shoals, Alabama in 1984. Not Nashville, not Texas. Muscle Shoals, where rhythm and blues meet southern grit, where the Swampers gave Leonard Skinner their sound, where Aretha Franklin recorded some of the most emotionally honest music in American history. That origin shaped everything about what Shenandoah brought to country music, and it worked. 2 Dozen Roses hit number 1 in 1989. Church on Cumberland Road, number 1 same year. Next to You, Next to Me, he number 1 in 1990. Marty Raybon's tenor was one of the most effortless voices in that entire era, warm and unforced. Like he wasn't even trying to move you, and that's exactly what moved you. But then, not a scandal, not a label war, just the slow drift that happens when the format shifts and nobody calls to tell you. Raybon went solo in 1996. The band continued under other vocalists. That original chemistry, the Muscle Shoals version, never came back intact. Being authentic doesn't guarantee longevity. Sometimes you build something real and Nashville just stops calling. That's a specific kind of quiet. And if you were anywhere in the American South between 1989 and 1992, those harmonies through a truck radio hit different. Some of y'all are nodding right now. I know you are. Adjusted to $2,026. Number 24. Number 23 is a group that almost didn't exist, assembled by a label, built around a sound, and then became more real than anybody expected. Number 23, Restless Heart. Number 23, Restless Heart. And here's what most country fans don't know. This band was essentially built in a boardroom. Jimmy Bowen, one of the most powerful producers in Nashville history, assembled Restless Heart in 1984 out of the session musician pool. Dave Ennis, Paul Gregg, Greg Jennings, John Dittrich, Larry Stewart. These weren't friends who'd come up together. These were professionals placed in a room and told to become a band. And then something unexpected happened. It actually worked. And I'm amazed. That Rock Won't Roll hit number 1 in 1986. I'll Still Be Loving You, number 1 in 1987. Wheels, number 1, 1988. A Tender Lie, number 1, also 1988. 4 consecutive number 1 singles. This invented band found a real identity. Here's the pattern interrupt. Larry Stewart went solo in 1991, right at the peak of their run. The solo career never reached those heights. The band continued, brought in a new vocalist, lost momentum, eventually went quiet. Nobody really talks about them in the way they should. 4 consecutive number 1s is not a footnote. That's a legitimate run at the top of one of the most competitive formats in music. But when a band is born from a business decision rather than a back porch dream, Nashville tends not to celebrate them the same way. Being built by the machine and then abandoned by the machine, that's a different kind of loss. Adjusted to $2,026, 23. Number 22 went platinum on their very first try.
Let's look at the numbers. Only 9% of you are actually subscribed. Honestly, that's tough to see. Our team spends days hunting down archives and verifying every single fact just to tell these stories right. If you've made it this far into the video, you're clearly part of the community, so please hit subscribe. It costs nothing and helps us immensely. Now, for those already subscribed, very few of you have made the jump to our membership, and that's a hard pill to swallow because you're the ones who know our value best. If this channel has moved you or inspired you, consider joining. It's the price of one coffee, but it's the literal fuel for this channel. Let's keep this alive together. Back to the story.
Number 22, Diamond Rio. Number 22, and the wait what moment here lands right up front. Diamond Rio's debut single, Meet in the Middle, hit number 1 in 1991. On its own, impressive. But here's the detail. It was among the first debut singles by a group in country music history to go straight to the top of the chart. Marty Rowe, Jimmy Olander, Dana Williams, Gene Johnson, Dan Truman, Brian Prout, 6 guys who had been the house band at the Opryland Hotel in Nashville before they ever had a record deal. "4 years, playing background music for tourists finishing dinner, before a single person in the industry cared about what they were actually capable of. Then came RCA Records, Meet in the Middle. Then Norma Jean Riley, How Your Love Makes Me Feel, Love a Little Stronger, 5 Grammy nominations, CMA Vocal Group of the Year, a genuine run at the top of the format. By the early 2000s, the radio presence faded. And here's the thing that gets me about Diamond Rio: the fans never left. They're still touring, still packing rooms. There's a version of success that doesn't show up in chart data and doesn't get documented the way it deserves. If you've ever tried to explain to someone who wasn't there why this band mattered, you know exactly what I mean. Adjusted to $2,026, number 22. Number 21 had a pop number 1 before they ever touched a country stage. Number 21, Exile. Number 21. And this is genuinely one of the strangest crossover stories in American music. Exile formed in Lexington, Kentucky in 1963. They played rock and roll for 15 years. And in 1978, J.P. Pennington, Les Taylor, Sonny Lemaire, Marlon Hargis, they released Kiss You All Over. So show me everything you do. It was not country, not close to country. It was glossy, blue-eyed soul pop, and it hit number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for 4 weeks. A pop number 1. That was Exile. Then the pop hits dried up. Label interest moved elsewhere, and they made a decision that nobody saw coming. Go country. Here's where the story turns. It worked even better the second time. I Don't Want to Be a Memory hit number 1 on the country charts in 1983. Give Me One More Chance, I'm number 1. High Cost of Leaving, number 1. She's Too Good to Be True, number 1. Multiple number 1s in a completely different genre from the one that made them famous. Gonna wrap my arms around you and hold you close to me. 2 careers, 2 audiences, 2 different charts climbed to the top. Same core musicians, 2 identities, 2 separate eras of documented success. When you combine both catalogs and adjust to $2,026, the math surprises people. Till the night closes. You probably don't think about Exile when you think about wealthy country acts. That's partly because so much of their work predates the era when streaming tracked everything. Adjusted to $2,026, number 21. Number 20 won a national television competition and still had to earn it the hard way. Number 20, Sawyer Brown. Number 20, Sawyer Brown. 4 decades of touring and an origin story that still gets me. Star Search, the national talent competition on broadcast television. Sawyer Brown enters, Mark Miller on lead vocals, Greg Hubbard on keys, Jim Scholten, Bobby Randall, Joe Smith. They win. First place, national television. Whatever happens next, right? Here's what happened next. Virtually nothing. A small label deal, some minor early traction, and then the real grind started. Most acts that win national TV competitions ride that exposure for years. Sawyer Brown went back on the road and built it the slow way. Every county fair, every festival, every honky-tonk from Tennessee to the Texas Panhandle that would have them. They played everywhere. Step That Step broke the top 10 in 1985. The Walk went to number 1 in 1992. Thank God For You had his number 1 1994. They found their lane and stayed in it, and they never stopped. That's what defines Sawyer Brown more than any hit single. They've been touring continuously since 1981. Not reunion tours, not tribute shows, continuously. Mark Miller is still out there. The bus still rolls. Being good consistently is harder than being great once. Most fans don't account for that when they think about a career's total earnings. 40 plus years of ticket sales and merchandise, that number compounds in ways a single hit year never can. Adjusted to $2,026, number 20. Number 19, 3 sisters from Utah who walked into Nashville and changed what that combination of words could mean. Number 19, Shadazy. Number 19, Shadazy. 3 sisters, and not from where you'd expect. Cassidy, Kelsey, and Kristen Osborne grew up in Magna, Utah. Not Nashville, not Texas. A small industrial town west of Salt Lake City where bluegrass and folk were in the house because their parents put it there, not because the music industry told them it belonged. They moved to Nashville in 1993. Nothing happened for 6 years. 6 years of rejection, letters, and open mic nights, and politely being told that sisters from Utah who sang real folk harmonies weren't what Nashville was looking for right now. 6 years of showing up to rooms that didn't want them. Then 1999, Lyric Street Records signed them. Little Goodbyes went to number 1. The debut album, the whole shebang, went platinum. They were on the radio, on the award shows, and those harmonies, unmanufactured, rooted in a sound shaped by mountains and family basements, finally had a room big enough to fill. Here's what I keep coming back to. The Utah thing matters. They brought something to Nashville that Nashville didn't produce. When that sound finally connected with country radio listeners, it hit a nerve that polish alone can't replicate. By the mid-2000s, the momentum slowed. The Osborne sisters have never officially disbanded, but the recordings stopped arriving. 6 years of rejection, then 5 years of real success. Sometimes that's the entire math of a career. Adjusted to $2,026, number 19. Stay with me, because from here the stories get heavier. Number 18, Black Hawk. The story here is one of the quietest tragedies on this entire list. Henry Paul, Dave Robbins, and Van Stevenson formed Black Hawk in Nashville in 1992. Paul had been in the Outlaws, Southern rock royalty. Robbins was a Nashville staff writer. Stevenson was already a successful songwriter who had written hits for other artists before this group existed. These weren't kids figuring it out. These were seasoned professionals who knew exactly what they were building. Goodbye Says It All hit number 1 in 1994. Every Once in a While, number 1. I Sure Can Smell the Rain, number 1. Beautiful 3-part harmonies, strong original songwriting. In a landscape crowded with hat acts, Black Hawk had a genuine identity. Then, in 1996, Van Stevenson was diagnosed with melanoma. He kept recording, kept performing, kept showing up. For 5 years through treatment and all of it, he kept showing up. He died in April 2001. Black Hawk continued without him, tried to keep it going. But when you lose the person whose voice and pen were central to what made this specific sound, you can continue, but it becomes a different thing. The group quietly stopped releasing music. Some stories don't get a third act. Sometimes talent collides with the worst possible timing, and all you can do is acknowledge what was built before the interruption. Adjusted to $2,026. Number 18, number 17. This next frontman was writing hits for the legends before anyone knew his name. Number 17, the Gatlin Brothers. The Gatlin Brothers. And here's the piece that reshapes how you hear everything else about them. Before Larry Gatlin was a country star, he was a songwriter. Dottie West recorded his songs. Johnny Cash recorded his songs. Elvis Presley recorded his songs. Larry Gatlin was writing for the legends while he was still driving to Nashville on hope and a tank of gas. Getting your songs cut by Elvis and Cash before you ever chart yourself, that's a specific kind of genius the format rarely credits the way it should. Then he stepped out front with his brothers Steve and Rudy. Broken Lady won the Grammy for Best Country Song in 1976. All the Gold in California hit number 1 in 1979. Houston, number 1. I Just Wish You Were Someone I Love, number 1. Multiple number 1s across a decade. Here's what happened next. Larry's battle with drug and alcohol addiction became public. He went to treatment. He came back. And he came back honest about it, which in that era in Nashville took a kind of courage that doesn't get enough acknowledgement. The Gatlin Brothers still perform together today. 3 harmonies, same stage. That's its own statement. When you adjust those late 70s and early 80s dollars, which inflate by roughly 3.5 times to reach 2026 equivalent, the Gatlins land solidly at 17. Number 16, Little Texas. And if you came up in the early 90s, you know exactly where you were the first time you heard What Might Have Been, Brady Seals, Porter Howell, Dwayne Propst, Tim Rushlow, Del Gray, Jeff Huskins. 6 musicians from around Nashville who formed in 1988, not the kind of Nashville that plays the Opry on Saturday nights, but the kind that loads into a van and plays every club between here and the Gulf Coast until somebody takes notice. RCA Records noticed in 1991. The debut album, First Time for Everything, went platinum. What Might Have Been hit the top 5 in 1993. God Bless Texas, number 1 in 1994. They had more rock in the guitar tone than most of their peers. More edge. It felt earned rather than calculated. Then Brady Seals left in 1995 at the height of their commercial run, not because of a falling out. He felt called to gospel music and walked away from country radio, from a format that was playing his voice every hour, to record Christian music on purpose, by deliberate choice. Tim Rushlow stepped into the lead role. The band continued. More hits followed, but that original version of the sound and the one with Seals on lead went with him when he left the room. Some men walk away from money because they feel pulled towards something else. That's worth naming when it happens. Adjusted to $2,026, number 16. Number 15, this group had one of the longest running number ones in country chart history. Number 15, Lone Star. Lone Star. And there is one song that puts this entire entry in focus. Amazed, 1999, 8 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard country charts, 8 consecutive weeks. Then it crossed over to pop, peaked at number 2 on the Hot 100, and stayed charted for over a year. Richie McDonald's vocal on that chorus was everywhere from 1999 into 2001. If you slow dance to anything at a high school prom or a cousin's wedding in that window of time, there is a real chance Amazed was playing. Baby, when you touch me, I can feel. Some of y'all heard it standing next to someone specific. You know who that was, but here's what most people don't know. Amazed almost didn't happen for Lone Star, written by Marv Green, Chris Lindsay, and Amy Mayo. It was pitched to multiple artists before landing. A song that became a cultural moment was a shopping list item that finally found the right voice at the right moment. And here's the part that stings. John Rich, the same John Rich who later became half of Big and Rich, was one of Lone Star's original members. He left the group in 1998. Amazed came out the following year. Sometimes the song that defines everything is the one that almost went somewhere else entirely. Adjusted to $2,026, number 15. Coming in at 14, a duo whose concert became the center of one of country music's most devastating tragedies. Every little thing that you do. Number 14, Sugarland. Everybody said we never would. This one carries weight before the music even starts. Jennifer Nettles and Christian Bush signed with Mercury Nashville in 2004. The debut album, Twice the Speed of Life, went triple platinum. Baby Girl hit the top 5. Want To went to number 1. Stay, their haunting ballad about a woman caught in an affair, won 2 Grammys in 2009, Best Country Song and Best Country Performance by a Duo. That song doesn't look away from what it's about. That takes a specific kind of bravery to put on radio. Then, August 2011, the Indiana State Fair, A sudden storm moved in fast. Sustained winds over 60 miles per hour hit the outdoor stage before a Sugarland performance. The stage collapsed. 7 people were killed, more than 40 were injured. Nettles and Bush were watching from backstage. They weren't on stage. 7 people who came to see them that night didn't go home. Within weeks, they organized a benefit concert for the victims' families. They didn't retreat from it. They showed up. The duo went on hiatus in 2012, reunited in 2018. Jennifer Nettles went on to perform on Broadway. Christian Bush continued writing and recording. Neither one ever fully stopped. How you respond when the worst thing happens around your name, that defines you more than any chart position ever will. Adjusted to $2,026. Number 14, number 13, and this is where part 1 ends, has been making music longer than most acts on this list have been alive. Number 13, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. 1966 to right now, 60 years of continuous music. Jeff Hanna and Jimmy Fadden founded the group in Long Beach, California in 1966. Early members included Jackson Browne, that Jackson Browne, who left after a few months. What they built without him lasted longer than anyone could have reasonably predicted. Their most significant moment didn't come from a hit single. It came from an album. Will the Circle Be Unbroken? 1972, a 3-record set recorded in Nashville with artists who had, in some cases, never shared a studio. Roy Acuff, Earl Scruggs, Doc Watson, Mother Maybelle Carter, Merle Travis, legends who'd been operating in separate lanes for decades. The Dirt Band brought them into one room and pressed record. That album is now in the Grammy Hall of Fame. It's considered one of the most important acts of cultural preservation in American music history. Then the 1980s brought country radio Long Hard Road, number 1 in 1984. Modern Day Romance, number 1. Fishing in the Dark, number 1 in 1987. 17 consecutive top 10 country songs. They kept going. Spring is almost over in the summer. Lineup changes, generations. Jeff Hanna's son Jaime is in the current lineup. This thing is genuinely multi-generational. 60 years of continuous work adjusted to $2,026 before you even account for what that 1972 album still earns in licensing. The math becomes something significant. The crickets are singing in a lightning bugs are floating on. Number 13 closes out part 1. Part 2 is where this list changes character entirely. The group's above 12, and they didn't just have careers. They changed the genre, and the inflation-adjusted numbers up there, a different conversation. See you in part 2.